Hello, and we are back here from Isotopes Park, Morning Kickaround Special Edition. We are joined by the owner of New Mexico United, Peter Trevisani.
Hey, fellas.
Welcome in.
Peter.
Welcome to Meow Wolf Night.
Yeah.
Welcome to United.
Thank you for having us. This is awesome. We've had so much fun so far.
Oh, that's the whole idea. It's just we measure success in smiles, and we created a lot of them tonight. So
This is incredible.
there we go.
It really
You got
is.
your flags, which is
Yeah. Thank you so much.
I mean, I got to wave mine because I don't want to be shown up by Rob on camera. So
I've got the spirit.
there's my flag.
I love it.
We actually were helping hand out flags to the first 5 people in line last night
nice
for the kid event. So we saw
Line
that
around the block.
around the block. Obviously,
Literally.
people are committed to your club, and that speaks volumes to the culture that you have built, that Ron has built, that the team has built. When you launched this thing, and we're going to get to the Meow Wolf story, but
Yeah.
when you launched this thing, what was the vision?
The vision was a lot of what you're seeing. I won't tell you I expected so many people to show up. That's been a really great surprise. But the vision was a team that was for everybody, that could where everyone felt welcome, where we could just focus on the fact that we have a lot in common, not focus on our differences. And that's what I really love when I look around the stadium. No two people look alike, all age groups, everything. And for 90 minutes, they're the best fans in any league.
Yeah, no doubt at all. What is your favorite thing? I've seen you in costume in some of the pictures that we've seen.
Hey, we got,
He's
I got my
dressed
little,
up here.
Okay.
It
This
may not
isn't your
be
normal
It may
day-to-day?
not be the sailor thing that we've seen him in.
Oh
but
my God, you guys.
Captain Peter.
Oof, I was very enthusiastic the first year. It was really funny. I had this big Nantucket whaler mustache and the blue coat. And it was our first season. I go in the locker room and our head coach, Troy Lassane, sitting there. And I come in and he just looks at me and I'm looking at him. I'm like, how you doing, coach? And he's like, who's this crazy guy in the locker room?
Who they let into the
locker room? Where's
and
security?
Exactly. I don't think they've quite seen that. And I think they knew they were in for a crazy owner. But it's been amazing. And Meow Wolf Night is just what you see. Bring your most creative self.
So we heard the story from Ron, and I think we heard it at the tailgate again, that the combination of New Mexico United and Meow Wolf happened because of location, because of a shared space. Can you tell us that story a little bit?
Yeah, so Meow Wolf, I mean, if you don't know Meow Wolf, it's this, it started as a tiny art collective in Santa Fe, a bunch of kids, really. They all went to high school together. They were artists, but the type of art they were making, nobody wanted to buy in Santa Fe. They wanted to buy beautiful watercolors, and they were doing art that you could crawl through. And, I think, you could lick it probably. And, I didn't go to those parties, but I wish I had. But the reality is they had this idea for a big immersive art installation. Yeah. And, the origin story is fascinating. There's a documentary on it. But when we were starting the team, before we started the team, I actually, after my finance life, I was figuring out what I wanted to do next. And I knew about Meow Wolf and I'd helped them out. And I decided to help work there to help them try to, grow. So we shared an office space up in Santa Fe. And I really loved their culture. They really believed in artists. They believed in doing it differently. And the bottom line is, if I hadn't spent that time at Meow Wolf and reimagined what a sports team could look like, I don't think I would have had the guts or the vision to even start New Mexico United. So hats off to them, and that's why I'm glad we can celebrate Meow Wolf Night here.
Yeah, that's excellent. That's an amazing connection that it spanned over so many years, and how sports and art aren't necessarily directly connected all the time.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you said that you were emboldened to do the sports thing because of the gusto from the art collective. What is the favorite thing that you've seen at one of these? Or favorite costume or installation?
You're going to pick your favorite fan, apparently,
Oh,
Peter.
my God. I think in general, what I really love is the creativity. So while, you might say, oh, is this like Halloween? You realize it's not, people are dressed up, but it's not Halloween. It's not, you could be in a superhero costume, but most of the things you're seeing here are handmade. They're imagined. They're not really based on any characters. And so, that creativity is the best. There was a guy the first year at Meow Wolf. One of the things you can do is you can actually open a washing machine and you can crawl through it. Yeah. And then you end up in the installation itself. It's about 20,000 square feet. So the first year, a guy really did this washing machine and made that his costume, and it was brilliant. But you're going to see some incredible ones here tonight, and you'll never see them again. They're going to be one-offs.
Hopefully they don't have that installation for what they rolled the tarp up in. That might be something scary to crawl through, and you only end up on the field on the other side. But So switching over to the team, what can you say about like the state of the team? 7 years in real life on the field.
You've got a good team. You're also apparently the incubator of coaching in America, because you've sent a couple guys to Major League Soccer. I'm sure
That's right.
you'd like to keep some of them, but that's great for Troy and great for Quill.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, how I think about it. I grew up playing American football. I don't have a big soccer background. I actually thought that would be an advantage when we started the team, because I'm like, I can be the owner, but I won't really care. So I can really just focus on running the business. And boy, did I get that wrong. I'm hooked on every kick, every second, every call. It's the most exciting game ever created. And then to that note, what you said before is like, the way I look at it is, everyone in soccer is trying to get onto one of 10 teams in the world, right?
Yeah.
A Liverpool, a Barcelona, a PSG, coaches, players, staff. And the beautiful thing is it funnels up, and we get to be part of that process. For some players, this will be as high as they go. For others, there's no limit. And we want to encourage that dream. Why should a scout or a coach tell you that you're not good enough? Out on the soccer field, you get to prove it. You get to believe in yourself. And I love these guys.
Peter, we've been talking a lot recently on our show, because we're very interested in the growth of the game, about the plans the USL has to maybe shake things up a little bit. I know there was just a Board of Governors meeting in Dallas. We heard not inside information, but we got the vibe from some people. And obviously the questions for New Mexico United are, is New Mexico United a first division USL club? Are you going to be competing at that level? And what does that plan mean for your team?
Sure. It sounds like Ron leaked some information to you. So no, it's first of all, I'm really excited where the USL has come from and where it went. The first year, 2018 was the first year I went into an owners meeting, and the room has changed so much in a positive way. Everyone there is a visionary. Everyone wants to grow. Everyone wants to see how we can take it to the next level collectively, and promote USL Championship. And so when we created promotion relegation, it's been really, I think it's a great thing to do. It may be a while, but I do think eventually we'd like to have Division I and move up.
People will say, hey, okay, let's say New Mexico United, based on the fact that you guys draw very well here. We're going to get to the stadium plan in a second, but based on the fact that you draw well here, you're a successful team. Okay, New Mexico United is a first division USL team. Then that means there's nowhere to go up, but there is a place to go down. And if you have a bad season and your team plays in the second division, say USL League One or whatever that becomes, is that a problem for New Mexico United, the business?
It could be a short-term problem, but businesses, no real business goes in a straight line. And if you look at all the great businesses, they've had dips and hiccups. And so, we can't be afraid of and operate the lowest common denominator. Sure. We have to be brave. And so, yes, there could be a situation where you get a great club like ours, or Louisville that has a tremendous stadium that ends up going lower. But we just have to accept that and move on. I do think that it'd be great if we only had one pyramid in America, and MLS obviously has their ecosystem, we have ours, and we're different. But I'd love to see us get a CONCACAF spot.
Yeah.
If you win Division I don't see any reason why we shouldn't have that, because I'd like our team to be able to play in the Club World Cup if we win enough games, to have that aspiration. And right now we're that's not really in the cards.
You're
so
blocked from that. You need to remove those barriers.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. We got to believe in the underdog. It's the most American thing we have.
Wouldn't that be a wonderful whirlwind? Teams from South Africa and Korea and Europe come here for the Club World Cup here to Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's interesting what you said, that USL room of the leadership, you're calling them visionaries. And so how did the pro rel conversation kind of like get brought up? Because it kind of seemed to went from Division I being approved to USL, shortly thereafter. Like, how did that all progress?
I mean, it was pretty heated, and
heated in a positive way, or just active?
I think just there was active debate, and and I'll be honest. At first, I wasn't voting in favor of it, and it wasn't because I don't like pro rel. I just felt like we needed to answer a lot of the other questions that came around it. But I think at the end of the day, as owners, we said, look, we're going to do it. It's a leap of faith. We don't have it all ironed out.
Okay.
We'll figure it out on the run. And we got to give this a try. And so I think it was the right thing to do. And I think the league is, looking at things. You might, see us, even exploring maybe some promotion before we have a full-blown pro rel. But those are conversations for later, and I'm excited to see how it pans out.
Yeah, exciting teams in the future. Like we've got asked quite a few times, both last night at the party and at the tailgate, like what is our general thoughts of USL? And our take was, if everything they say is going to happen happens, it's fantastic.
It's great. I mean, look, you're gonna. So again, I'm not a soccer guy. Traditionally, played American football, and in 2018, I went to Cincinnati to watch a game because I wanted to understand the level. And just sitting there, I was like, okay, this is high-level soccer.
Yeah,
this isn't amateur, semi-pro. And that was really important to me because it's the product that we have on the field. We have a lot of guys out there that could be in the MLS today, but they're not because maybe they're international. Maybe they're a little bit too old. They didn't fit a profile of a certain coach. And when it all comes together, we see a beautiful game. And that's why USL teams do beat MLS teams in the Open Cup.
Sure.
Not every time, but it happens enough where it's not a fluke.
So let's talk about the future of your club.
Okay.
Beyond just pro rel and all those things. Obviously, you want to build a stadium here in Albuquerque for your team. We know how much work goes into making Isotopes Park a proper home.
We saw it.
We saw the tarp pull.
We can see, yes, we saw it multiple times. We can see how much work that is and how well done that process is. But it's still soccer in a baseball stadium. So what's happening with the stadium in Albuquerque for your team?
So we're working on it. At first we had the city had floated the idea of them building a stadium, which this is a public park that we're in today. The city built it and they rent it to the Isotopes operated and can rent it to us. And that same idea got pitched because this has been so successful here, but it got shot down. It was COVID. And so instead of just, we heard no, and we said, let's go build a private stadium. So our ownership group has committed at least $30 million. We have a lease with the city to build a stadium at a place what's called Balloon Fiesta Park, just up the road from here. It's a 300-acre park, 12,000 parking spots.
You are very proud of that. Everyone tells us about that.
Oh, it's world class. It's the best balloon fiesta in the world, and it's such a point of pride. So we want to help activate the park every day. And, we have some neighbors that don't want to see it near their homes. We're actually a half mile from the closest house. And so we have to go through that process. And all I know is that we're one day closer. And as soon as all that gets exhausted and we have what's called a pad-ready site, we're going to take at least $30 million and build a stadium on top.
All right. That sounds incredible.
Yeah. Are you guys going to be back for opening day?
Yes, of
I
course.
can't imagine
if you
not.
have us. Good Lord.
It's done. It's booked.
I do think that it is so, I've been covering American soccer for almost 20 years. I focused a lot on MLS in the beginning of my career. I did talk USL, and I've talked to Ron, who has some experience working at various levels of the game. And, it has been a slow process to get to a level of professionalization for teams that are not MLS.
Yeah.
But that speaks so much of the people who are involved, obviously the people who are behind it, helping to finance it. But there's probably nothing more symbolic to me than the growth of the game in this country than teams that are not MLS building their own soccer stadiums.
Right.
Because until you have roots in the ground, people can always say, I don't know if they're going to last.
That's right. Well, I'm a Boston guy, and the New England Patriots started in Fenway Park. And no one really talks about that now. And so, I think the reality is that very few people have been to New Mexico, or they don't know anyone from New Mexico. And, maybe they've seen Breaking Bad, or so they have some image of it that might not be super positive. But we talk about this team and this club and the way we conduct ourselves, bringing art and sport together. It's a way for us to export New Mexico to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And when we have an international friendly with Sunderland, and now we have hundreds of fans from Sunderland that follow us and comment and congratulate us, that feels great. So, we're going to introduce ourselves one person at a time to the rest of the world and let them know that we've got something special here.
From our short experience here, it definitely seems like a positive thing, and embracing all sorts of walks of life and all sorts of creative initiatives. It's really fantastic, and thank you so much for having us out here tonight.
I love what you guys are doing. I know you know something about grassroots and building it up, and it's great to see your success. And I know the best is yet to come. Thank you for
Peter.
being here.
New Mexico United owner
Somos
Peter.
Unidos.
Somos unidos, absolutely.
All right, when we come back, Amy Arrow from Meow Wolf is going to join us right here at the Morning Kickaround desk. Keep with us.